Houston, we may have a problem. Welcome back to the Grown Women's Table. Hey, it's your girl Lori. I hope you guys are having a great day. Y'all, this video is all about the new ABH Fall Romance palette. So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to swatch the palettes, get the little the details of the colors of the palette. I'm going to do 2 different eyes with the palette, give you my first impressions about the palette, and we're going to talk about the formula of this palette. So I know you want to see this. I already know. So all you got to do is what? Keep on watching. All right, y'all, pull up a chair and have a seat at the Grown Women's Table, and let's get into this video. So it's all about ABH, y'all. I love me some ABH, and this is what the packaging is looking like. We done went back to the original. It feels like that velvet material that gets really dirty, but that's the front. That's the back. And let's look at the colors. Let's look at it. And this is the color story for this palette. Very pretty, y'all. Now, in this palette, we have, 12 shades. And if you look at the palette, the way the palette is kind of organized, pretty much at the top are all of like the metallic and the dual chrome shades, except for you got one. This shade right here is a matte. And then down at the bottom, you pretty much have all the mattes except for that shade. So that's kind of how the palette is set up. So you do get 12 shades. And they say that it is a jewel tone, metallic, rich, neutral type of palette. That's how they're describing it. It is available on ABH website. I did not see it on Sephora or Ulta, so I'm not sure when the release date is going to be, but I will put that information up here for you guys to know. Now, the palette will cost $55, which is a typical price, I think, for an ABH palette. And what we're going to do next is start the swatches. And in the swatches, I will swatch and let you know what I personally would use each of those shades for. All right, y'all, the first shade is called Smoke. It's a metallic, and it's a silverish type of taupe with a green and gold reflex, is what they're saying. And I would pretty much use this like a lid or inner tear duct type color. The next shade is Moonlight, I'm sorry. It's a dual chrome lavender with pink and opal shifts in it. That's the color. Now, this color, I definitely had to build that color up. The very first color I showed you, Smoke, that was just one swipe. But this one, I had to build up. And this basically would be either a lid or a topper shade. Okay, this shade is called Fireside. It's a metallic, and it's a rosy copper shade with sparkling reflexes in it. Now, this is a shade that I would use on the lid, a one and done, or I could use it as a inner tear duct color. All right, y'all, the next color is Divine. It is considered to be a dual chrome, a vivid purple with pink and pearl shifts. This right here is definitely, it will be a lid shade for me. A one and done type shade. And maybe an outer V. I don't know about that for sure. But I had to go over this shade twice. All right, y'all. The next the shade is called Crown. It's a dual chrome gold with a blue and green shift in it. That's what this is. And I would definitely use this as a one and done or a all over lid shade. Very pretty. Yeah, I'm coming back in because I don't know if you can really see that color. See the color? That looks better if I do my hand like this. Okay, y'all. The next shade is called Ember. It is a matte. The color is a toasted brown with fiery reflexes. Okay, y'all. This color is called Leather. It's a matte stone shade. This would be like a lid or a transition shade. Actually, the only transition shade in this palette for me. Probably for anybody. All right, the next shade is called Thorns. It's a matte hunter green with sparkling reflexes in it. And this would definitely be a outer V or one and done type shade for me. All right, y'all, the next shade is Crimson. It is a matte deep wine. It will be an outer V or a one and done. And y'all, this is one swipe. One swipe. These matte shades are pretty pigmented. The next shade is Midnight. It's a metallic, a smoky purple with sparkle reflexes. Y'all, this is my favorite. I'm going to let you know, this is my favorite color out the palette. And y'all already know why. And this would be a one and done on the lid and possibly an outer V. The next shade is Mulberry. It's a matte, a reddish brown with sparkling reflexes. This would be an outer V or a one and done shade for me. Now the last shade is called Twilight. It's a matte and it's a deep grayish green. And this will be an outer V and a one and done shade for me. Okay, y'all, so we've done the swatches. Now, one thing I have noticed just by looking at the descriptions, all of these shades have some type of sparkle in them, even the matte. So, leather, crimson, hold on, I'll show you. So, we got leather, crimson, and then, what's the other one? Oh, I think, yeah, Twilight are the only shades. So your first two and your last one on the bottom row are the only shades in this palette that do not have some form of reflex, sparkling reflex in it. And I'm going to tell you why that's important. Because when I was doing the swatches and just kind of playing with it when I first got it, I felt like there were sparkles all over the place. But we're gonna play it in and see. And another thing I have just from swatching and just literally touching this palette, the mattes feel gritty. Almost like it has a texture to it. It's definitely not a smooth matte. They're not smooth mattes. And we're going to see how they blend out. I'm just hoping we don't have another subculture type situation on our hands, y'all. But let's go ahead. I'm going to bring you in and we're going to do a demo. So I'm going to give you two different looks, okay? All right, y'all, let's get in, y'all, all up in my, grill. So in this palette, there is only one transition shade in this entire palette for me, because this shade right here, which is called, what's this, Ember, I really wouldn't use this as a transition shade because it has sparkly stuff in it. The color itself blended in, as you saw in the swatches, it really blended into my skin. But because it has the sparkly reflexes in it, I would not use it as a transition shade. And there's no other shade. So I guess leather is going to do all the heavy lifting. So we're going to go in on this eye. Oh, I didn't put I didn't put any eye primer down. So we're just going to go without the eye primer. Okay. So that's what it's looking like. So we're going to go in with Twilight for the outer V. Now this is the one in the mattes. Now when you touch it, you're going to feel like there's a grittiness. And they're kind of pigmented, so I'm just going to go like this first. Well, it looks more pigmented on the swatches. Let me see if I can build it up some. Do y'all see what I'm okay, so I'm putting it on. Let me pack it some more. And you definitely have, but ABH, you gotta look. That's for those that some people don't like this, but it is some kick up in the pan. And it's a little fallout. So hold on. Let me get a different brush. I'm going in with my 13 brush from Refer because it's smaller. And I just want to control and work in smaller sections. And we're going to clean all that up with the concealer. Okay, in the inner portion of the lid, I'm gonna go in with what is this? Thorns. So we're working on like a greenish look because I feel like you definitely can get a green look with this palette. And just lighten this little portion up because this is a little lighter green. I'm gonna go back in with Twilight and just definitely just kind of like, don't swirl around these eyeshadows. You're just gonna get a lot of kick up. Just kind of tap in it. I feel like with this darker shade right here, it's building up, but then when I start blending, it's kind of going away. Y'all see that? I mean, it's giving me depth. Don't get me wrong, because once I clean it up, it's going to be fire. I believe it's going to be really pretty. But you got to do a little work. What I am going to do is take leather again and use it to clean up and try to use it as a brow bone color as well. It's not light enough for the brow bone area, but it will help clean up a little bit. Okay, well, that does look better. The blend looks better. Once I clean it up, that'll look better. All right, now, and I'm not really having a lot of, because the shades that I'm using, none of these shades so far have any sparkle in it. So I don't have any sparkle on my face or anything like that. All right, y'all, we're going to go into crown on the lid. You know what I think I'm going to do? Let me get, where's my Pat McGrath little wand? We're going to use that to try to help with that fallout. So I'm going to put some on the lid. I definitely suggest you use something because when I was just playing with it, just, you know, messing with it, it was all over my face. All right, so let's go in and, ooh. Ooh, that pretty. That, oh my gosh. That is a gorgeous color, y'all. Oh. Y'all start looking at my monitor when I'm looking to the side. My bad. Oh, now I don't know if she is this gorgeous because we got a little mother up under here. Because as you can see, I don't have any fallout. None. Oh, wow. She pretty. Going back in with Thorn just to do a little blend work right here. And then we're going to go back in with, what is that called? Twilight. Right on the edge. All right, y'all, let me go clean this up and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, I'm back. So all I did was I went in, put on some concealer, cleaned up under the eye, put on a mascara. Y'all, this is pretty. I am liking this look. Go in with this Natasha Denona liner that I need to sharpen. Hold, please. All right, let's put the liner on. And that's the look, y'all. I like that look. Like, y'all know I love me a green eye look, period. All right, let's get on working with this eye. All right, y'all, so the same thing. I'm not going to put any primer on this eye because I didn't do it on this eye. And as you can see, I want to go for more of a purplish look, but there really is no transition color. in this palette. And because I don't want to go outside the palette, we're going to just use leather again as the transition color. But I'm just going to lightly apply it. We're going to use crimson as a outer V shade. And again, let me get a smaller brush. Now, I think this is one of the mattes that don't have any of the little sparkly shades in it. Now, that one is showing up really pretty. It's performing way better than Twilight. As far as me being able, and maybe because I'm starting off with a smaller brush, which maybe it's what I should have did the first time. So it could be user error, but I don't think so. But this one is, it just feel like the color is building up better. And as I'm applying it, it's not fading away. I'm gonna take the same brush. This is the number 14 from Refer. And we're going to go into Divine. And it's just on the outer portion of the lid. Nah. I want to go in with Midnight. But I also want to use Moonlight. Well, you know what? We're going to use them both. So, Moonlight is the color I said is my favorite shade. I think it's a gorgeous shade. And we're going to put that right on the lid. It's kind of dark, y'all. Okay, and let's go back to put my little stick right in the inner corner. I might pull it out a little bit more. Because Midnight is, it do say the name is Midnight, right? Duh. Y'all, that's pretty. I really believe I'm going to have to play with this some more, but I believe that me putting this Pat McGrath base up under is really making these colors pop. I'm going to go back into Midnight. Yeah, Midnight is dark. She has to, make sure I blend these together. Oh, that's pretty. That's a nice purpley smoky look. Now, I really want to blend out between my brow line and my outer V shade. But the only color I have is, and I feel like I got something on my face. It's a little bit of fallout. Yeah, just a little bit. You definitely need, I'm going to repeat this, you got to have some type of glitter glue, something under this, because you're going to get fallout. I guess we're going to use leather, y'all, girl. Leather is the workhorse of this particular palette. All right, y'all. Very quick eye. Let me go clean up and I'll be back. All right, y'all, I'm back. So now all I did was go in with some concealer, mascara. But what I did do is, because I needed some lightness, so I just took my concealer brush and I just kind of did like that. Because it was too dark. So that's what I kind of had to go out the palette. Now for under the eye, I think I'm going to just go in with Midnight, which is, again, this shade right here. Definitely don't dig. These shadows are soft. And go in the lower lash line. Yeah, I like that. and then go into Moonlight in the inner corner. Alright, so these are the looks, you guys. I do like it. This green, this color right here, Crown, baby. Let me pull back. Alright, y'all, my final thoughts about this palette. So, I definitely like the color story. It's a very pretty color story. I definitely like the color story of the palette. I love how the metallics and the duochrome, that formula, I enjoy that formula. I like that it has plenty of deepening shades. Like, you know, that's something that's hard for me to ever come by. Plenty of deepening shades. And I feel like you can get a couple of different looks. You can get a brown look, a green look, a purple look. So it's not just like one type of look. So I like that. Of course, I like the packaging. And now what I don't like. I do not like the mattes. I don't like the feel of the mattes. I'm not a big fan of the matte formula in this palette. Maybe I need to work with it a little more, but I'm not a big fan of it. I don't like the fact that it's only one transition shade in here for the entire palette. Now, some people don't even use transition shades. They just use their powder. So if you're one of them people that just use their powder as their transition shade, then you should be okay. But if you're like me, I like to have a transitional shade as well as a brow bone shade, which there is really no brow bone shade in this palette. So I'm gonna have to go outside this palette. So this is not gonna be a complete palette for your girl. Even though it has tons of deepening shades, I still need to get me a little transition, which I could do powder, but I need me a brow bone color. I need me a brow bone. Me personally, I need a brow bone color. So those are pretty much my thoughts. Who is this palette for? I think this palette is for anybody that likes color and they like a little bling bling on the eye. I feel like this is a palette that you would enjoy, the color story. Do I recommend you picking it up? I'm gonna say this, get it on sale. I don't feel like it's a palette that you just need to skip altogether, but I don't feel like you need to pay full price for it. I enjoy the look that I have. The looks that I have are gorgeous, but you can get this on sale. And make sure you have a nice little glitter glue or something like that, because if you use this palette without it, I promise you, there's gonna be little specks all over the face. So you definitely have to have it. But that is it, guys. Let me know in the comment section. Have you picked it up? Are you going to pick it up? Guys, I will have a Sephora link in my description box, which is an affiliate link. So if you decide to go shopping at Sephora, you can always go to any of my videos and hit that Sephora link and make your purchases, and I'll get a little kickback, and of course it's going to go back into the channel. What else we got to talk about? Thumbs up the video, y'all. If y'all been watching, you like it, thumbs up the video. But that is it. So to all my new subscribers, I see you and I appreciate you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you know what you need to do, right? Hit that button so that I can save you a seat at the Grown Women's Table. And until the next time, bye-bye.
If you need some advice or looking for an idea, just to get some tips, you can get that right here. This is Lori's life, yeah, this is Lori's life, yeah. Check out Lori's life, yeah, this is Lori's life.